Hi, everybody. Okay, so one of the added benefits of having a Paramount Plus subscription, besides being able to watch the soap operas whenever I want, is they have a lot of different series and movies on there. So, what I'm going to do for a limited time is talk about some of the series and movies as I watch and give a review and stuff like that. Okay, now, because of, I want to explain the title. I've watched Beverly Hills 90210 plenty of times. I am one of the people who did not grow up with this show, but I watched later seasons, and then I watched all the episodes pretty much at a later date because I was only a little kid when it started, so it was not age appropriate at all for me at the time. Okay, but it's kind of strange because those characters kind of became my family and or my friends who I didn't really have a lot of friends in high school, so they were like a target group of friends. That being said, when we started losing people like Luke Perry to a stroke and Shannon Doherty to um, we all know by now, cancer. It was very heartbreaking. Okay, so when I started watching last night, I only watched the last three episodes. The reason I did this is because I have been searching for a complete series with all the episodes. The problem is, most of the time, you'll get the majority of them, but then they'll stop on the episode they call the penultimate, which usually means the one before the last one, but they bill that as an episode. So I was very happy to see that they have all the episodes, all of them. So I started with the um, the third to last episode of the series entirely. So the one that says, um, I really, I really love you. I really mean it. Something like that. Where okay, David, one of the main characters, who is really funny in the other series, not 90210, the following. They named all the characters Silver because throughout the series, everyone called David Silver instead of David for the most part. Well, the guys did. So, okay. So David is in a relationship with Camille, and it's kind of funny because they met because um, David and Donna had started the Broken Hearts Club because they were both single and didn't really want to go on dates. And if they would go on dates, it wouldn't work out. So they happened to be in their house, his house, and she left. And so he thought that she forgot something. And then he met Camille, the girl who was in the store with Donna. They worked together in the store. Okay, so David and Camille are in a relationship, but he broke up with her because he finally realized he's in love with Donna and wants to marry her, right? So then he calls her, and Camille thinks that he wants to get back together with her. He doesn't know that he's trying to tell her that he moved on. She doesn't know that. And then because Donna and Camille work together, Camille asked Donna, "What do you think?" Well, you talk to him all the time. And Donna won't tell her because she says, "I'm not going to get in the middle of it. It's not my responsibility," that kind of stuff. So then later on, David does break up with Camille. And Camille's kind of pissed at Donna because she knew and Donna didn't tell her. And so Donna tries to say, "I'll buy you out of the contract or buy you out of the partnership." But Camille wants to keep working. And then she realizes that it's better. Camille realizes that it's better if she just leaves the store. So, okay, that's the end of that episode. Then we move on to, and then as a secondary thing, um, Matt and Kelly, which Kelly Taylor is another one of the lead cast members, right? And also in the billing, if you look at the title thing, Jenny Garth gets the top because Jason Priestley had just left, so they moved her up. And Dylan McKay came back, and a little backstory here. Luke Perry came back because the people who ran the show realized that ratings were dipping, so they wanted to get him back, whatever it took, right? So they built an arc where Kelly's involved with this guy, Matt, from New York, but he moved and he's an attorney. But it's funky because he was married to a girl named Lauren, but she had cancer, so she was gonna unalive. But Kelly didn't know that. So okay, they're engaged to be married. Okay, wrinkle in the thing. Besides Dylan, um, it turns out that um, his brother, Matt's brother Patrick, wanted a child, but he couldn't conceive naturally. He and his wife could not conceive. So he asked him, "Could you please help me?" And Kelly was against it because she said, if they have a child, you'll want to know the child, and I'm not comfortable with raising someone else's child. And then what swayed Kelly was Matt said, look, Patrick and I have been brothers, obviously our whole lives, and he's never asked me for anything. This is the one time he asked me for something, and I'm going to do it. And then, so what happens subsequently, which leads into the next episode, which is called the penultimate, is the wife is now pregnant, but the brother passes away because he's a lawyer. He usually works overtime, but this one day he leaves early to be with his wife because she's pregnant. Well, he gets killed in a pileup on the 405 or whatever, the LIE probably in Long Island. The LIE, the Long Island Expressway. And then he has to go to New York for the funeral. So there's that. Okay, in the middle of all that, she goes with him. So Kelly goes with him. So Kelly's not there when David proposes to Donna. And Donna kind of freaks out because even if you've been planning, wishing, dreaming your entire life, when someone actually proposes to you, it's a completely different reality than whatever you've had in your head. And so she kind of freaks out, doesn't know what to say, says, I'll think about it. And as a fan, I'm sitting there going, yes, just say yes. But then, I understood why she said maybe, ostensibly maybe. And so I was like, okay. So the rest of the episode is about, let's see. Well, it's clearly obvious that Kelly and Dylan are going to get back together. But, and then Kelly just kind of breaks up with him because she tells Matt that he should raise a child as his own. And then he's kind of pushing against it and says, well, I don't want it because I know it's not good for us as a couple. And then he's kind of right because it's not good for them as a couple because, like I said, Kelly was never comfortable with raising someone else's child as her own. So that was the end of the relationship on that one. Then, of course, the final episode is called Ode to Joy, which is really cool because, um, I don't know. I don't want this video to be too long, so I might have to like do a short snippet thing and then do a longer video. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay, so this episode ties up all the loose ends and David and Donna get married. Okay, I'm finishing this video now. Or I'm gonna make another video as like a part 2 because if I go into all the things, it'll be longer than 15 minutes. I know it will. Okay, so hold on for the next video. All right.